Football now. Talk some Dallas Cowboys and their looming contract extensions. Ezekiel Elliott still has 2 years left on his rookie deal, and so many believe Dallas would focus on locking up Dak Prescott and Amari Cooper. Ideas. According to reports, the Cowboys' all-pro running back is planning on holding out, and contract talks could go sideways if progress isn't made on a new deal. See, you think Zeke should hold out?
No, I don't think Zeke should hold out. I do think it's important that he gets a new contract. And the reason why I don't think he should hold out, because I don't think Dallas will operate in good faith, and he jeopardized his overall health. I would go to training camp. I would let my teammates know I'm not going to play in any of the games. I'm going to be out here at practice, full participant. I'm getting ready for the season, believing that the Dallas Cowboys are going to operate in good faith moving forward to get me this contract extension. Also, the reason why I believe he should get the contract extension, because they getting ready to pass out a bunch of money.
Yes.
That if I get nicked or something, will that money be there for me in a year or a year and a half? So now is the time. He's the best player on the Cowboys team. His value to the franchise, he is invaluable. Now, just because in the last couple years that he's had some mishaps off, that to me would, if I'm his agent, I'm pressing the issue even more. I don't want to go through another offseason without these guaranteed money. So if I'm Zeke, I'm going to training camp, but I let the team know I'm not participating in any games, and if I don't have a contract by the 4th preseason game, I will not be there the first week of the season. And that right there will get the team's attention. But I believe he will be more successful in going to camp compared to sitting at home, potentially gaining weight, not being in sync with his teammates, because his teammates will respect this approach more so than just a holdout, especially with 2 years left on the deal.
I think that approach actually is the exact right one, which is make it clear to the team, I'm going to show up. I'm going to be a good soldier as long as you guys operate in good faith, and we over these next, if you say if I don't have a new contract by training camp, now you only got a couple weeks. But if you say I'm going to give you, we got 50 days till the start of the season, 7+ weeks to get this done. But understand, if you don't get it done, I am not going to be there for the regular season. I think that might be the best way to thread the needle, because I think this is a wildly important year for the Dallas Cowboys because they're about to hand out all that money. I happen to think they're the best team in the division. I think that this year they legitimately could. I think they have the best chance this season to return to the Super Bowl that they've had in 25 years. I really believe that. I do not think that will be the case the next few years, because this team's about to get a hell of a lot less talented. They got $19 million in cap space. They're going to give Dak at least a $25 million raise,
right.
Amari a raise, Zeke a raise, Byron Jones a raise. They will come back in 2020 without that same offensive line, without that same defense, because these guys are getting paid. So the critical nature of this entire season, the beginning of this season, getting off to a good start, not having what happened in '93, where Emmett held out 2 games and they went 0-2. Now they rallied. That team was so talented. They went 15-2 the rest of the way and won the Super Bowl. But they have to have Zeke the entire year to have a chance to reach their potential. And to me, this is the best chance they're going to have with this iteration of talent to actually reach that full potential that they wasted in year 1.
We have talked about this all week. We talked about the fact that Dak Prescott is the quarterback of this team, and you got to pay your quarterback. We talked about the fact that Amari came in for a first-round pick. You got to pay Amari. You're not going to let him go. And now we're talking about the fact that you got to get it done with Ezekiel Elliott, hopefully within the next 50 days. Do the Dallas Cowboys have enough money under the cap to be able to pay all those, keep all 3 of them happy? Forget everybody else. If those are the 3 top priorities, can they pay those top 3 the way they want to get paid before the season starts?
They got to be very creative. I mean, there is not enough space to be able to give them the appropriate signing bonuses. The way it's played out over 4 or 5 years, it's a tough call. And I could see 2 of the 3 deals getting done and someone being left out. But, man, I always go back to Dennis Green. What does he say? Every man's in business for himself. Now, I encourage you, Nick, to get as much money, Jenna as much money. But when it comes down to Chris, I ain't thinking about y'all. It ain't got nothing to do with y'all. It's about me, what's my worth to the organization, and I'm getting ready to get as much of it as I can get. And you can't be concerned about what the quarterback's getting. I don't care. Well, what about the wide receiver? I do not care. Zeke has to take it upon himself. That's why he's got to let the organization know, all right, I'll be here for camp, but I will not be here when we start the season. So you go ahead and give Amari an extension. You go ahead and give Dak an extension. I wouldn't be sitting around talking like Dak, oh, yeah, all of us need to be there. No, no, no. I would be talking about my money. You work out your own money, you and your agent and organization. But my concern is me and my well-being.
Jenna, to answer your question, you can always in the NFL structure a contract to where for this year you're fine. They could pay all of them. They could make all three today, the highest paid in the league at their position.
Well, what would that mean?
It would mean that you're borrowing from future you for today you. That's why I'm talking about the importance of this season. We know the talent on this roster. They bring back almost everyone of consequence from last year. They add talent, Randall Cobb, Robert Quinn. This team can be really, really good, but if they're going to pay these guys, those offensive linemen, we talk about being 3 All-Pros, one of them won't be there the following season. And then one of those defensive players that we think can be an All-Pro won't be there the year after. So that's where Zeke oddly has a bit of leverage here. The organization knows how critical this year is. Your last year with Dak under the rookie contract to winning with this much talent. So they can pay them all. They will pay for that in the next few seasons.
50 days. We'll see how it all plays out. Coming up, should the Nets rush Kevin Durant back from injury? That's ahead on First Things First.
Oh, look at that. Look at that.
It's so unattractive.
Oh, I think everyone looks great.
I'm going to vehemently disagree.
If we do that again,